Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Factorio. In the last episode, we got this iron smelting process built. And it is running fairly well. And I have run this a bit. And as you can tell, our iron ore belt is no longer full because we've gone ahead and drained the iron ore warehouse completely. And one thing I also did was I came over here and I added a small makeshift steel smelting facility here with just some random fuels and a couple of steel furnaces from down at our previous base, which is now completely defunct. This is completely inoperative. It doesn't function anymore. So the only thing it really does down here is power. I had to expand the power plant a little bit and readjust some of the coal mines. And even still, we're kind of on the edge of power. So I'm going to need to expand that. Alright, but what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be setting up steel smelting, a real steel smelting, rather than doing this. That, you know, we can use, assuming, of course, that this line is full. And it will be eventually as we get more ore processing that makes iron. I don't know if we'll be able to fill it up completely, but, you know, we'll try. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get that started. Now, I'm going to need to bring the coke and coke pellets through here somewhere. What I'll probably do is just bring it through here. Right? And then we have 8 of these ore processing facilities, which I don't think we're really ever going to get all 8 running. But we'll build it out that way anyway. I'll go 4, leave a gap. 2, 3, 4. I did go ahead and build all of the materials here, which is why I needed that makeshift smelter for steel, because I needed a bunch of steel and didn't have any, because we used it all up. In fact, I was trying to get that advanced brass smelting. Did I run out of green research? Yeah, I did. It needs belts. Because we are going to need brass. For some of the more higher tier buildings. Oh, you know what? We ran out of gears. That is what is causing the problem. So I put a bunch of steel in boxes to keep these things making. But, we need gears. Okay, so I may have to fix that, but I'll be doing that off screen. Alright, so we're going to need a whole bunch of these. I'll just do this like this. And this is basically the same process as this. Oh, need some steel. That'll do for a little while. Oh, might as well grab some iron as well. Okay, so let's give everybody power. There we are. Alright, so we're going to need to take these guys and feed them into 3 blast furnaces. So we're going to need a fairly large balancer. And we're probably going to have to extend this out quite a bit, but that's okay. I did kind of fill in some more landfill here. So we'll probably need to extend this a bit. All right. So, what do we have as far as balancers? I would need an 8 to 3 balancer. And we do have one. Now, how much actual product are we going to be having here? 8 processed iron per second total. And since we're going to be dividing that across several belts, yellow belts should be more than enough to handle the load. And it's ambitious to think that we'll ever have all 8 of these running at full capacity at the same time. So, let's go ahead and lay it down. Let's see what it looks like. Alright, so we need to give... see, where do we want to put it? I guess we can put it down here. So we're going to need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to put it over there. Alright, let me see if that works. What we'll do is run a line from there. Run a line from here. Run a line there. Oh, don't want to do that. Wiggle all these guys around here. Now, if it looks like we gave it a little bit too much room, we can always move the template. That's not hard. We may actually be able to back this up by one space. Actually, 2 spaces probably. Just like that. Yeah, okay, so let's So let's delete that. And let's hook it up. I could just take it direct like that. Yeah, just like that. Save ourselves a little bit of room. We're going to need, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 splitters. We can make 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 splitters. And we're going to need a few underground. We already have lots of underground already built, so we should be fine. Alright, while those splitters manufacture, we can just fill in the rest of the basic belts. Alright, that ought to do it. Two more to go. All right, there we are. Let's make a bunch more inserters because we'll need those. I'm going to go with the basic power poles. That's all I really need on this side. Oops. Put those in the wrong way. Do I have any lights? I do have lights. Okay, so let's put in some lights. Oh. I think something got messed up here. There we go. Well, I have some ingots. I don't need any ingots. There we go. Let's put power there, and let's add a light. So we can see what we're doing in the dark. Good. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to bring in our smelters, blast furnaces, and we also need a way to get our coke and coke pellets to the furnaces. I think what I'll do is I'll do it like this. I want to do it like that. Because I'm going to need to bring in iron, and I need to bring in coke, and I need to bring in coke pellet, and we need to bring iron ingot out. I think I can make it work. The big question is going to be, can I get... Do I have enough room to get all the way through here? No. And I can't put it in here because then it's just not going to work. I can't even really put that there. I have to actually put it down here. So I'm going to have to use red underground to give me the range I need. Yep, it's going to have just enough. Okay. We'll need to move this down a notch. All right, push that through there. That ought to work. And then what we'll do is we'll need to bring these guys up here. Actually, we want to make sure that the coke pellets are going to go in first. Now, these guys need what? This recipe here. All right. All right, so we're going to pick up long there, and then we're going to set these up. All right, so yep, they fill in the coke pellets into the fuel slot, so it doesn't put coke in the fuel slot. So you don't want to burn the coke directly because we need it. Oh, and I actually want to put that power pole right there. We need to do it the other way. You do it more like that. Okay. Now for you, I can actually just take it directly like this, right? Now for you, I can do this. Right? And then for here, I could do that. And then that will give me room to run some more belts for the actual iron ingots. More inserters. Always need more inserters. Something turns on that switches, that overloads the system. Alright, some light. Okay, so now we have ingots. And I'm going to want to do a 3-to-3 balancer because we now need to send these ingots to another set of blast furnaces to turn those iron ingots into steel ingots. And so we're going to need oxygen as well, which we can do that. Let's see. It's going to be here. We're going to need a 3-to-3 balancer. Let's see, so we're going to have a line coming out here. I think I'm going to do it like this. Because what we'll have... So I'll have something like this. Right? Oh, wrong direction. There we go. Have that come in there. Oh, wrong way. There, there, and there. We need to reposition these power poles. Now we'll just move the light instead of putting a power pole in there. Okay, so you have these three coming in. And we make sure that we balance everything so the load distributes evenly. And we don't have any traffic jams, backups, that sort of thing. Oh, and I just ran myself out of yellow belts. And I am somehow out of copper. Well, that's interesting. So I can't make the splitters. Alright, now I have to also remember that I have this line that is going to need to be silicon ingots at some point, and that's going to need to find its way through this whole process, which actually there is a way to do that because I mean, there is eventually going to be a steel recipe that uses silicon as well, but I don't think we're going to get it anytime soon. So we just need to make sure that there's a way for this silicon ingot line to get through here. When the time comes that we actually have silicon. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run back, grab some copper, and I'll be back in a second. Unless I have it. No, don't have any copper in here. Okay, so yeah, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I am back. Grabbed myself some copper. And I also grabbed some more of the yellow belts. And I manufactured myself some of the splitters that we need. There we go. Okay. Now, all of this balancing probably isn't all that necessary. But it's just something I like to do. Make sure everything is nice and evenly distributed. Alright, so we're going to need another blast furnace, which we're going to just go ahead and we're going to put it right there. And I did move some belts into the green research so that we could finish that brass smelting. Probably not going to fire anything else up until we get this going. Alright, steel ingot. And we're going to need... We're going to need oxygen. So we're going to use the same method for oxygen that we used down here. Now, I could try to expand this facility and then pipe the oxygen up, but I'm just going to build a small in situ oxygen production facility. Just kind of squeeze it in here. So we do have some room. Not a lot of room, but we do have some room. Let's see, will that work? Because then I'm also going to have to put down 2 of these to turn that compressed air into oxygen and nitrogen. I won't have any room to put it in a tank if I do it like this. Maybe what we can do is produce the oxygen over here and then pipe it that way. That might be the better idea. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Go get some landfill. Actually, I have some landfill. Hold on. Hold on. Oh. There we go. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll do it like this. Get everything in a nice line. Do I have underground pipes? Yes, but actually, here's what I'm going to do. I have a bunch of copper that I just grabbed, and I'm running out of stone pipe, and I'd have to run all the way back to get it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some copper pipe for this. Should be able to manufacture it fairly quickly. Because we won't really need much more than that. Alright, now I want to put this in a tank. Do I want to use... I guess we'll use this. You might need more of this landfill. So I need another one of those tanks. this is going to need power. Alright, so now we're starting to collect compressed air. And we want to... and take this compressed air. I'm not going to put a pump on this tank. Should be alright. Now what we're going to do... have you guys do the air separation. Okay, so now we're going to have another tank here. For our oxygen. There we are. And we're going to need to deal with the nitrogen, which what we're going to do is we're going to use a flare stack and we're going to burn it off. Pretty straightforward. And I'm not even going to bother with like an overflow valve or anything like that. This should be more than capable of dealing with the amount of nitrogen being produced. Yeah. So we're fine. Alright, so now we're making the oxygen gas. Now we are going to put a pump on this side. I may need to get the car out of the way. Ooh, don't bump the tank. Let's see, will that connect in? Yep, that'll connect in. Okay, so pump. And for this, we are probably going to want the stone pipe. Or could I use steel pipe? There's a part of me that really doesn't want to use the steel, but we're going to use the steel. Okay. I think for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the trunk of the car to store these other pipe types so we don't get things mixed up. Because the steel pipe to grounds are going to have a lot more range. But they're also fairly expensive. So let's see. We're going to want to bring the pipe through here. And we'll use this line. Just want to line things up like this. Alright, so we should be go this length. And yep, we can line up that. And line those up. Right, these guys are also going to need fuel. Let's see. Best way to do that is going to be... because these guys are going to have to come through here. Right. Oh. Now, if I... not quite close enough. What we can do is we can do it through here. Okay. Actually, slight change of plans. Put that there. I have an idea. What we're going to do is this. We're going to bring the coke pellet line like this. And then we'll use some custom inserters. Alright, so you're going to drop there. You are going to drop there. And you are going to drop there. There we go. Now everybody should be getting fuel and oxygen and making steel ingot. Beautiful. All right. So now what we need to do is send these guys to induction furnaces, and then strand casters, and then a assembly plant. Let's get some light in here. Now, what I might do here is actually... Oh, no, not on a red belt. Not on a red belt. 6 ingots per second. We're going to be going with yellow belts for everything here. Okay. For this part of it, we're just going to keep everything on a single belt. It'll be okay. And do it in line. This is to make sure that all 3 of these furnaces are always running, so that they're always getting stuff, in theory. So that we keep on producing. And then for this, we're just going to put all of these ingots on the belt. And we're going to take one of these guys, like you, for example, and drop near side. Then we're going to take induction furnaces, you and you, to make molten steel. Continue to use these steel pipes. Interesting putting molten steel in a steel pipe. But hey, it works in this game. Alright, and then we have a tank to store the molten metal. Let's see. I'm going to put it like that. Now we have water down here. So what we can do is we can do this. Strand casting machines. 1, 2, 3. I want to get this process pretty much done. So we're just going to run things a little bit longer than normal here. Do our typical thing with the pump. Pump. Oh, actually that will cause some slight problems. Let's see, how about I do it like this? Okay, they have power. What they need now is they need water. And there's water right there that we can use, but is there a way that I could bring water? See, let's actually make some stone pipe. And if I'm gonna make some stone pipe, I'm gonna go grab the stone pipe. Might as well grab some stone brick while I'm at it. So what I just need is a bit of a gap right there. To do this. And that should produce 1.5 per second of steel sheet coils. Actually, I think we do want to go with underground pipe here. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring belts. Almost there. And we're going to need the assembly machine to make those sheet coils into plates. We're going to need a silo to store the plates in. And since it's only one, we can probably just direct insert. I'll use 2 inserters. Direct insert. Okay, can I put it like here? Can I get both of these guys in the same? Yes, I can. Oh, but we're missing one. I'll have to put a small pole right there. That'll do it. Now, eventually, we will run this out. Alright, there's some light, and there's some light. Alright, there we go. Now we are producing both. Actually, I can remove these inserters, so... And we'll eventually just remove all of this. Alright, so now we're making both iron and steel at the same time. So, as long as we can keep this thing fed with iron ore, then it'll operate. Okay, so there we go. We'll go ahead and end this episode here. Next episode, we may go ahead and start working on setting up this sapphire mine to feed into here, because we're eventually going to run out of sapphire ore, because there's only, looks like, around 48,000 ore left in those two warehouses there. So once they run out, we need to be ready to connect this mine up. So that's going to be, I think, the next plan. Set that up and get that ready to go. Alright. So, and then we'll need to start setting up other smelting operations for, well, silicon and tin and other things. Alright, so go ahead and end it here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.